Hey everyone, are you just completely exhausted by the constant grind? The endless social media posturing and that nagging feeling that your time is never truly your own? Well, in today's explainer, we're breaking down a highly effective, totally sustainable framework designed to basically cure the burnout of modern hustle culture. We call it the Life OS. And to respect your time, we're keeping this explainer brief. We're stripping away all the fluff, using minimalist slides and clean bullet points so we can give you a structured blueprint for high-quality living. So, let's dive right in.
There's this great old saying, an empty barrel makes the most noise. I mean, really think about how exhausting it is to constantly announce your goals online before you've even achieved them. We live in a society that literally rewards us just for saying we're going to do something. But true ambition, that demands a massive shift in perspective. It requires a silent underground phase. It means actively stepping away from that immediate, cheap external validation and instead cultivating quiet, undeniable value.
Okay, so here's our minimalist blueprint for today. To get to that undeniable value, we use a specific architecture divided into 3 core modules: the action protocol, the vitality stack, and the resource engine. We're going to keep things super focused today, so let's jump straight into module 1.
Now look at this dynamic because it perfectly captures the danger of how most people operate today. First, you've got the noise trap. When you announce your plans to the world, your brain actually gets a hit of fake dopamine. And here's the crazy part. Scientifically, your brain basically cannot tell the difference between doing the actual work and just talking about doing the work. So your drive to actually execute completely tanks. But the alternative is the silent execution loop. By concealing your plans, you force this extreme tunnel vision focus. You're driven strictly by your own internal vision. You aren't leaking your precious energy to the crowd, you're channeling it into massive, completely unpredictable impact. So how do we actually pull this off? As you can see in these bullet points, it boils down to 3 really distinct phases of deep work. First up, conceal and focus. Keep your plans a total secret. Put that phone on Do Not Disturb and literally turn off the digital noise. Second, persist and grow. This is where you ignore the critics and just execute daily in the dark. You build your skills when absolutely no one is watching. And finally, phase 3, reveal. Let your success make the noise. A suddenly unveiled success commands absolute respect, and it totally bypasses the need for any premature applause.
All right, moving on to Module 2, the Vitality Stack. Because here's the catch. You cannot sustain that kind of rigorous, silent execution if your body is literally falling apart. Doing the hard work in the dark is exhausting. Before you can optimize your time or your work, you absolutely must build an unbreakable biological foundation.
Now, the wellness industry desperately wants to sell you incredibly expensive interventions, but the best part about building this foundation is that the world's 6 best physicians charge absolutely nothing. Just look at this list. You've got Dr. Sunlight for a massive boost in serotonin, Dr. Rest for essential cellular repair. There's Dr. Exercise for that natural endorphin rush, and Dr. Diet, just using unprocessed foods to naturally detox your system. And you can't ignore the psychological side either. Dr. Self-Confidence fundamentally lowers your stress hormones. And lastly, Dr. Friends. Science actually shows that strong social bonds can extend your lifespan more effectively than quitting smoking. It's wild. If you aren't consulting these 6 doctors every single day, no trendy $80 green juice is going to save you.
Okay, so once your baseline health is totally dialed in, we transition to Module 3, the Resource Engine. And for this, we need to completely flip the script on how we view wealth. Think about it. Money is a renewable resource. You can lose it, you can make it back, you can create more of it. But time is fiercely non-renewable. Once a minute is gone, it is gone forever. The ultimate leverage in life isn't just hoarding a bunch of cash. It's the strategic conversion of your renewable money into your non-renewable time.
So here is exactly how you deploy those financial resources to buy back your life, using these time-money conversion filters. First, outsource high-stress tasks. Seriously, if spending 3 hours deep cleaning your house absolutely ruins your weekend, pay a professional so you can actually rest. Second, shorten your commute. Paying a slight premium in rent to eliminate an hour of bumper-to-bumper gridlock literally saves your daily cortisol levels. And third, buy convenience. If you're having a peak stress week at work, order the healthy meal prep. Avoid the double whammy of being totally exhausted and relying on a terrible drive-through diet. You are intentionally buying back hours of your peak personal energy.
Now let's talk about the actual return on investment for your spending. Psychologists refer to this as the hedonic treadmill. It's basically our human tendency to buy something brand new, feel this quick spike of joy, and then immediately drop back down to our baseline level of happiness. As you can see mapped out here, if you spend on material goods, that novelty fades incredibly fast. But if you spend on experiences, that yields long-term fulfillment, giving you memory dividends that actually compound over time. But the absolute highest tier is pro-social spending. Giving to others or to a charity provides a really high, sustained emotional reward, purely because we humans are biologically wired for connection.
Okay, so you've optimized your spending and you've bought back some of your time. What do you actually do with those saved hours? You run them right through this reinvestment framework. You have to actively shift from passive consumption, like say doom scrolling on the couch, to active engagement. You funnel that reclaimed time right back into your health baseline with those 6 zero-cost doctors. You invest it into relational currency by being genuinely 100% present with your family and mentors, and you pour it into self-actualization, literally dedicating just 30 to 60 minutes a day to learning a new skill or building something deeply purposeful.
And all of this is exactly what it leads to. The highest purpose of wealth is not buying flashy status symbols to impress people you don't even like. The ultimate purpose of wealth is building a psychological buffer. It's having that emergency fund that completely eliminates your late-night financial panic. It's building the runway that gives you the absolute power to say no to a toxic boss or a terrible environment and just walk away. It buys you the single greatest luxury in the world: total peace of mind.
So when we zoom out and look at the whole picture, we see how beautifully this all synthesizes into an infinite, integrated life ecosystem. It's like a giant, self-sustaining engine. You deploy the 6 doctors to build boundless physical energy. You channel that energy into your silent execution, which generates massive results in wealth. You then use that wealth strictly to buy back your time, and then you reinvest that reclaimed time right back into your health and your relationships, which accelerates the entire cycle all over again.
To wrap things up, I want to leave you with this manifesto. Use money to solve money problems, and use the time you save to build a life of purpose, health, and connection. Work in silence. Let the results speak. Take a really hard look at your own life OS today. If you knew exactly how many non-renewable hours you had left on this earth, would you honestly still be leaking your energy to the crowd? It's time to turn down the noise, consult those 6 zero-cost doctors, and start executing in the dark. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and I will see you in the next one.